Hey everybody and welcome back to Dicing with Death. We've switched servers, there should be no more problems, there should be no more stuttering or lagging or anything other than my stuttering and lagging.
And my stuttering and my lagging.
Yes.
So
we were in the tomb.
the tomb of Bruce the Sorcerer.
Yes.
Looting the shit out of his shit.
So as I said before, there are 11 scrolls, 19 books. Some of them are small.
12 scrolls and 18 books?
11 scrolls, 19 books.
11 scrolls and 19 books.
Some of the books are small notebooks. None of them look like spell books. None of them have that thick quality to them.
I think I go through the scrolls first. Okay. So there are 11 individual, like single-page scrolls, or are they like long?
No, many of them are multi-page scrolls. In fact, most of them are multi-page scrolls. So they're long and just rolled up tightly, bound with little clasps.
And they're all written in... Oh, I've got to unroll them to look.
Yes.
But I do have a scroll case, so I will just shove all 11 scrolls.
All right, well, give me a perception check first.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
16. I'm focused.
Okay. So you start shoving these scrolls into your pouch.
I've got a scroll case, so I remove scroll case from my little satchel or whatever, and
okay.
Open up scroll case.
As you're shoving these scrolls in here, you are surprised as there is a sudden movement down by your knee, and the desiccated dog leaps at you.
Of course it does. I would have gained an HP last night, right?
You would have. What is your armor class?
Just 10.
Just 10. The desiccated dog crits you.
Are you fucking kidding? If I die from a crit from the dead dog...
It's not an eel this time, Ryan.
I only have 8 HP. It could kill me.
It could kill you.
I would... Oh, God.
The desiccated dog rips into your leg as it deals you 6 points of damage. Blood flows all over the place.
Holy shit.
Initiative,
I suppose.
Yes. Initiative.
This is it, guys. I go to activate the amulet with an 8, including weapon speed.
You go first.
Pew, 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 pew. Ooh, only 8 damage with my magic missiles.
Ooh. The magic missiles strike the desiccated, zombified dog.
And it doesn't die?
And it does not die.
Not looking good, guys. Fleeing would provoke an opportunity attack, I believe.
It would. All right. Is there anything else you do here, or you just...
I would like to get away from the dog. I mean, I think I'd probably try to back away, and it...
Yeah, you back yourself into that top right corner as the dog slowly moves after you, giving this weird growl. I think I would try and
back. It was between these staircases. Yeah. I think I climb on top of the coffin and try and get away from it. But so I think I back on top of the coffin. And so I'm probably standing on the coffin in the center of the room. How tall is the ceiling?
Like 6 feet. You could stand on the coffin and be hunched over.
Yeah, I think that's where I end my turn, and the dog could probably leap up onto the coffin if it so desires.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a penalty to attack. It's an awkward angle, and it's an undead dog. It's not very good at leaping. It leaps to bite at you and just doesn't have the strength to make it all the way up onto the coffin as its teeth gnash in the air before you. Roll me initiative.
Invisibility doesn't work versus undead.
There's like an entire string of +5s in chat. You didn't add the +5 to your magic missile spell.
Oh, 13 damage. Would that have changed anything?
Yes, it would have dealt more damage to it, but the dog lives.
And it is still in biting range of me where I am, correct?
Yeah, well, it hasn't bitten you yet.
Okay. I cast a rope trick. So that casting time is 2. All right. 5.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so I unwind my rope, send it. I don't even know how it goes straight up, but it goes straight. I guess it goes straight up into extra dimensional space.
Whoop.
And then is the dog up on the thing, or
No, the dog is on the ground.
would it get an opportunity attack if I climbed up this rope now? Or
No, not for a zombie dog.
Okay, so I climb up the rope into my extra dimensional pocket, pull the rope up with me. Dogs can't climb ropes anyways.
The dog begins to do circles around the coffin.
Yeah.
Its nose to the ground, sniffing, and you can just hear this consistent.
I have a color spray. Ooh, I need more colored sand. Alright, because I blew one off last night, huh? I'll try a color spray. I'm going to try Carl the Dagger first, actually.
So what do you do with Carl the Dagger?
Out of initiative.
Sure.
Carl the Dagger. Oh, +1 for high ground, maybe?
+1 for high ground.
Any other bonuses? It's magic.
It is magic. So that gives you an 11.
It's probably got a dog hide.
It does have AC 8 or 12, depending on your system.
Can't see me, but it. I mean,
I don't.
Back attack. I mean, could I have waited for could it have been a flank attack? I mean, like it was. It's a top.
Yeah, I'll give top down as back attack instead of high ground because you don't get high ground for thrown things anyway.
You're right.
So I think that is the equivalent of back attack when you're attacking a dog from above.
So that brings it to an 11 plus magic bonus.
Brings it to a 12. That's a hit.
So
D4 plus 1. D3 plus 1. D4 plus 1.
Yeah.
Carl's magic dagger.
It's a +1 dagger. Should I
Yes.
put that on my character sheet?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said it, but Carl is +1.
I'm a fucking wizard. I got 19 intelligence.
You figured it out. So 4 points of damage. The dog's spine is severed, and it collapses to the ground, and then dissolves into dust. The dust is blown away by a mysterious wind that you can neither feel, see, or hear.
I climb down.
You are out of the extra-dimensional space.
Yeah, I think I'm... Was the dog magical? I still have my detect magic on, by the way. And let me check the total number of rounds.
No, the dog was not magical when you walked in.
Yeah. Random question, is the painting magical, or is the painting real and just the wall is magical?
The painting is real.
Okay. All right, I think I take all of the books and scrolls up to my extra dimensional pocket and hide out up there for the duration of the 80 minutes while I take inventory. Was there any other gear besides the scrolls?
Yes, there was quite a bit of gear. There were... Some of these jars held a special mixture of pigment.
Would it be colored sand of three different but specific colors? Or something else?
No. Something else. There was a few, dowsing rod-like twigs. You saw a crystal prism, very much like your own crystal prism. There were some short pieces of thin copper wire. You noticed there was a jar full of owl feathers, a pot full of wine. There were a couple of pearls in a small case, and there were some pinches of some bags of soot and salt, and a large topaz crystal.
Yeah, the topaz wasn't magical.
No.
All right, I will inventory and take all of this stuff. Do you want to send me that list, or?
I don't have it written down.
Oh.
Sorry.
I think so I'll take a second prism. I'll take a topaz. Was there any descriptor to the topaz besides that? Besides what you gave?
It's a yellowish crystal about, I don't know, 8 inches long and 2 inches across.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be quite valuable. A crystal that size.
I have officially filled up my character sheet.
Yay!
I have to come up with a better way to keep track of all this shit.
I can't believe you filled up your sheet.
Like all the equipment items. Like I keep track of all the spell components individually.
Yeah, but that's a lot of slots.
Yeah. Most of it's weightless. I mean, it probably weighs something in aggregate if we need to like calculate that, but I'm far enough from the governments that we don't. But I need to start a Word document or something. So and the rest sounded like non-valuable spell components. Oh, aside from the pearls for identify. So I need. Well, I guess we'll pull up a Word document now. And the spell book of the spell books, none of them look like spell books. So I'm spending 80 minutes.
These scrolls look like spells are written on them as you peruse them. It looks like instead of having a spell book, he kept his spells recorded on scrolls.
Okay, so then I have one more read magic left, which lasts for.
I think it's like 1 page per level.
2 rounds per level. I think you can read a page a minute, right?
Yeah, so you can do 2 pages per level.
So you can read 8 pages. The scrolls are multiple pages, correct?
Correct. There are 57 pages worth of scrolls.
Okay. 57 pages. All right, I'm not even going to bother to say I'll take the scrolls. I'll look through the books. Are they all in common?
Yes, most of them are. Yes, they are all in common. 11 of them are personal notebooks. It has all of his thoughts and musings and writings and his equations, and anything that he was working on is jotted down in these 11 notebooks. And 8 are academic tomes that look like they're written by a different hand, and they're much older. They're fairly heavy and well protected, and they talk about all sorts of wonderful things. I think this is kind of like, probably for Georg, this is the more exciting treasure in here.
Mm-hmm. Are there specific topics here, or shall we?
No, there are no specific topics. You can just count these towards your library. If you are trying to develop a library for spell research or anything.
Yeah, I'll take all this. So a lot of it is spell related?
Yeah, these are all magic or arcane related books.
Okay. So how many? You said it was 11 notebooks and
8 academic tomes and 11 scrolls.
Yeah. And okay.
And spell components for all the spells, presumably.
Yeah. Cool. Sweet. I can't get all these books back in one trip, but I take all the scrolls and I take the topaz, the the prism, and the pearls. How many pearls were there?
3.
Okay. And then I head back to my house.
Okay.
And to go figure out a way to get these books back.
Right.
Start studying.
You make your way out. By the time you're done, did you wait all 80 minutes up in your thing?
I think I would have spent a majority of it, yeah.
Okay, because you would have run out of light eventually.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay. So I probably would have just used the last of that torch.
Okay.
So I would have I spent probably 15 of the 80 minutes till the torch ran out.
Okay. Then hung out outside and came back to get your rope, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dog totally disappeared, right?
Yes, he turned to dust and blew away, even though there was no wind.
Okay. I'll actually head back to the keep.
Okay, you arrive back at the keep.
Does the Lord seem to like daily? I guess this is only day 3. I'm not sure whether he wants daily. Oh no, this is day 2. I just saw him this morning.
You saw him this morning. Yes. This is your 3rd day of knowing him, I guess?
Yeah, I've been pretty well.
No, because you spent like a week building ballistas.
Where did the dog bite me? Was it just one bite? Or
it was one nasty bite on your thigh that kind of ripped it open.
It did rip through my robes. Did I have extra sets of robes, or was this it?
This is it. You're going to have to get it repaired.
Yeah.
Or replaced.
All right. I'll head back to I'm gonna head back to the keep and get a cart. See if I can wrangle up a cart. If that's a thing, my wizardly title will enable.
You arrive back at the keep, and the gatekeeper lets you in, but tells you that most of the men, like half of the foot soldiers, have left with Kel Greller to go hunt down some ruffians along the road. Lord Song is here, awaiting their return.
Okay. I will. We'll see if I can. I probably will try and borrow a wagon. In fact, half the cast is probably gone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the store. Is there like a?
There's a wheelbarrow that you can borrow.
Okay.
No.
Do they have like a stock room, or is it that organ? Or there's just like I see a wheelbarrow lying somewhere, and I just take it, and there's no one around even to tell me.
Yeah, there's a wheelbarrow that has some buckets in it over near the well, and you can just take the buckets out and wheel it away.
Yeah, I borrow it without asking. Leave in a hurry. Probably don't bother to ask.
Yeah.
Probably don't bother to speak to the Lord. I bet he's stressed about these gnolls. I'm in no condition to assist him in that matter, so I'm just gonna.
Kel Crystal lets you in and out without questioning you too much. But does observe your actions while you're around. And if you, a couple hours later, you find yourself back at the barrows.
Maybe even buckets would have been enough to carry the books and the pots.
I mean, buckets.
Wheelbarrow's
better.
I go back to the grave, collect all the books, collect the pots and whatnot of spell components, and pile all the sticks in there. I clean out the tomb.
Right.
The grave, but I take all this stuff. Now I don't even need to deal with the dead dog. Well, I guess I did deal with the dead dog. And I head back to town with my wheelbarrow full of loot.
Okay.
Do I see anyone about all these errands?
While you are wheelbarrowing back to town, you see Ginger coming down the road towards you from pretty far off. Her bright red hair makes her an obvious sight.
Does she spot me? I would like to hide the wheelbarrow if it doesn't seem like she spot. If I think I can do it without her noticing.
I mean, you're the only people on this trail that goes one way. Everything else is kind of flat rolling plains. You can spot her pretty far off and tell it's her because of the hair. She's probably noticed the wheelbarrow, but she probably can't tell the contents from the distance.
It's fine. No, I nothing is of extreme value in the wheelbarrow. I took what I pointed out and put them in my pockets. The scrolls are in my scroll case.
So it's books
yes,
and
seen me wheeling a wheelbarrow full of books and loots back to town. I mean, it looks like junk.
Okay.
But So
as you cross her path, she stops and tries to kick your wheelbarrow over. It doesn't quite work. Like, she kicks it, but it's a glancing blow, and nothing spills. But she stops and gives you the most foul, dirty look of all. You feel like a woman has never hated you this much.
Good day to you, Ginger. I think you'll like what I've done with your father's tomb, or with your grandfather's tomb.
She says nothing and just
Does she
scowls.
wait long enough for me to tell her how to see his grave, or does she like just scowl and keep walking?
She scowls and waits for you to walk away. But if you
Okay.
stand there and talk to her, you...
Yeah, I'll lean if she's like coming within kicking distance, at least of my wheelbarrow. So
Yeah.
I'll whisper as if relating a secret. So after saying, I think I'll like what I've done with the place. Glare. I'll like. His remains are behind the painting. All the stones are not what they seem, and I give her a wink. And I'll have you know, I like shake my my bloody robe leg. That the curses are lifted. It seems a safe enough place for you to pay your respects now. And I like scurry on down the road.
She spits on the ground. And after you wheel past her a little ways, she continues her journey. Only to find when she gets there, the door has been ripped off the hinges.
I mean, her first, like, oh my god, the door's blown to pieces. But then you look inside, and her fresh flowers will be sitting there beneath this portrait. And if smart enough to put two and two together, she can go through the illusionary wall and see a nice, tidy crypt, because there is now nothing inside of it. So
Right.
All that.
Right. A nice, tidy, looted crypt. Tutankhamun's family would be so happy with what we've done with the place.
I almost like. I think I'll shout back like she's 10, 15, 20, however many feet down the road. That, I'll take good care of your grandfather's books if you ever need them. Don't hesitate to call on me. She continues to fume down the road.
Yes.
Go back to town.
Okay. You head back to town. I'm going to presume you drop the books off at your house and return the wheelbarrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And return the hammer and yada yada.
The hammer I returned this morning.
Yeah.
I already said that.
Cool.
Yeah. Return the wheelbarrow.
You see at this point Kel Greller on his horse riding into town, followed by 5 footmen.
Into town. So riding past me on my way back?
No, like as you're coming down the road into town, you see him.
Wheelbarrow?
This is after you've returned the wheelbarrow to the...
I'm heading back to my house or whatever to cast the one read magic spell I have. And...
Yeah. So as you're like coming in through where this arrow is, if you can see that, you see him and his men coming down the road this way from the west. And you immediately see an old woman who you may recognize as a cleric. As
I
Mother...
haven't met her, but you've given me this...
You would have heard of her, definitely. Mother Ulman and some of her fanatical followers come out and start splashing them all with water. They actually don't splash Kel Greller with water.
Do they miss, or do they avoid him?
They avoid him, but they splash the troops, and Mother Ulman goes and feeds them each a berry and says some words and makes some grand gestures. You know, some people splash Kel Greller's horse.
So this is I thought this had been the west.
That's the west side of town.
Let me take a look at the map. Okay, so this is as I'm approaching that intersection, heading back to my house.
Yeah, but you're coming from down here, so you don't have to go through the ceremony.
So I walk through the plains.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I want to go through the ceremony. I've got a nasty dog bite on my leg. I could contract zombie fever.
It's the far worse version of jungle fever.
So Kel Greller gallops down the road with how many men?
5 men behind him.
Are they wounded?
The men don't look wounded. No one seems to be wounded. You can stop and talk to them if you'd like, or you can just ignore them as they come into town.
Are they speeding past, or are they?
No. He's waiting for the purification ceremony to be done on his men.
I think I'll walk up then, watch the end of the purification ceremony, and ask Sir Greller, catch any gnolls?
By the time we got there, they were all dead. The people, that is. The gnolls were gone. Couldn't find a trace of them.
I lean in and I say, and the bodies, were they mutilated?
No.
I nod and lean away.
Did you find what you needed in the tomb?
I've cleaned it up, dispelled the curses, and I sort of wipe them. I don't know.
His eyebrow
Let me
raises.
make abundantly clear that I've got a huge bloody wound on my leg.
His eyebrow raises and says, "Curses."
I give what do you know of this Bruce, the sorcerer?
Very little.
And probably even less of who buried him. I shrug.
Indeed.
I don't. But yes, necromancy.
Are all curses necromancy?
No. But this one was. I suddenly realize what I'm saying, and I sort of look around. Hopefully, I think no one's listening in. We're probably standing aside while the rich purification ritual is going on in the street.
Yeah, it's just the two of you right now.
Some feet away from us. Yeah. I probably shouldn't go spreading that around town.
Maybe to scare off people. Are you especially adept at removing curses?
I wouldn't say so. And even less adept at the darker arts. No. Necromancy's not my game.
What a shame, he says, as he kicks his horse and trots on.
I'm not sure how to take that. But I think I may go to the Temple of Purification, see if I can get some free heals. I don't know if it's worth it. I'll bend the knee and swear fealty to this lord, but I don't know what part of my soul I have to sell to get free healing from these loonies.
Do you go visit Mother Ullman?
God, she's the old one, right?
She's the old fanatic.
Is she out in the street right now, waving her?
She's chanting away and waving this holy symbol around, and she's already fed these guys these berries, and you catch her saying, "The mother has blessed you, and her daughter has blessed you too. You are pure now. Feel free to go unimpeded in your way. May Nadinas hold us all in her heart."
Yeah, I think I leave this hippie fest behind, and I'll probably let my leg heal the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
I'll let her. I don't know. She's gonna tell me I'm unclean and need washing. We'll deal with that encounter when it comes, but until then, I'm steering clear.
Okay. Well, now, what would you like to do?
I would like to decipher these scrolls. So I only have one read magic spell memorized. I'll get through 8 pages today, which is hopefully one spell. I'll probably take the couple of days or whatever. I'm wounded. I'll probably take a lot of time easy.
Okay.
And yeah.
So you're going to spend a few days healing.
A few days, going through. Is casting read magics considered strenuous, or is that?
No, that's not strenuous.
I'll see if I can find a doctor in town. That is something Georg would not be opposed to. Is there a doctor in town?
I think I removed a doctor from the list of things. Is there not a doctor here?
Or a surgeon? That seems like something.
Normally they're listed on these things. Why does Misty Rapids not have a spot for doctors?
Do we not have a doctor? Are we that backwards?
No, there is a medicine woman in town. Yeah, there's the equivalent of a doctor.
Only one?
Yes.
Okay. So I would purchase her services, have her stitch up my leg.
Yeah, I think I removed doctors from the list because they're just any town has at least one doctor or healer of sorts.
Yeah. And what are her rates, or would you like to give her a name and
For
Put it
one
out, or just-
gold, no, there's a few of them in town. It'll be fine. For 1 gold a day, she will oversee you and make sure you get plenty of rest. And if you're just laying in bed and reading scrolls and writing in your bed, she'll count as a trained healer and herbalist and oversee your wounds, and you can regain 2 HP per day.
I think healer gives you 1. Healer herbalist gives you 3 total.
I think it's 3 total if you spend a week doing it. Or
I
my
think it's if you have complete bed rest, I believe.
okay.
That's the really awkwardly worded. Only a healer and an herbalist can give 3.
Yeah.
That's what complete bed rest is also listed as.
Yeah, it's kind of a clusterfuck.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to tell me what I read in the first scroll, and then we can take it day by day.
The wounded character gets complete rest. He can recover 2 hit points in the day while under such care. Only characters with both healing and herbalism proficiencies can help others recover at the rate of 3 hit points per day of rest. Okay. Sure. So for 1 gold per day, you can be all right.
I assume that's not in my lifestyle expenses. I pay that up front.
No, we'll count that as lifestyle expenses.
It's in the lifestyle of an adventurer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You're like, holy fuck, you've got zombie leg.
So 3, 6, 9. So it'll take you 3 days to heal. How many read magic spells are you going to cast in that course of those 3 days?
Let's see.
Can you get all 57 pages in 3 days?
I believe I can. If I, even without blowing off another color spray, I can do 3 read magic a day. 3 times 8 is 24.
So you need 7 read magic spells.
Yeah, so
8
that's actually
magic
perfect.
Spells.
2 days is perfect, I think. 2 days of read magic will get me 56, right? 24 times, no, 48. 24 times 2. So I can do 48 in a day. I have a day's head start, which brings it to 56.
Okay.
1 left today. And it's exactly 56, or was it 54?
It's 57.
54. I have 54 pages written down. He said 57. He's changing to 57.
No, it's always been 57.
Okay, 57. So then I will need, you bastard. I'll need the 3rd day to cast 1 last read magic.
Okay. Well, you'll need the 3rd day to heal anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I can eventually get through them all. On the last day, I will have 1 burned read magic.
Sure. So I will give you Bruce's spell book.
Yeah.
And I'll just say it loud for everyone
Just
to hear it.
You sent it.
I'm sending it to you in Skype. The spells in Bruce's spell book are Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic, Erase, Hold Portal, Identify, Message, and Read Magic. Those are the 1st level spells. The 2nd level spells are Knock, Locate Object, Moon Rune, Past Life, and Wizard Lock.
And I am going to roll for all of those.
All of them. Can you learn all of them?
I can, if I have the amulet on, I can learn unlimited spells per level.
Oh,
there's no limit to the amount of magic I can store in this amulet.
Okay. Do you have marked somewhere, if you, in the event that the amulet gets taken off of you for whatever reason?
I haven't hit my limit, so I'm still learning all these. Maybe I should. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm.
But at some point, once you hit the max that you could learn with 18 int, do mark what those are separately, so in case the amulet comes off ever, we know what spells you have learned.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll write them in order, and we'll get to. I think my max spell at 18 int is 18, which I'm still probably a long way off. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then as you learn these and write them down, make sure you fill out your spell book.
They're not actually being transferred to my spell. Can I use them off the scrolls as they are?
No, you cannot really learn a spell until you write it down in your spell book.
So then I actually can't learn.
Is your spell book full?
My spell book has. So are these magic scrolls, or what are these?
No, these are just scrolls. They're, instead of writing his spells on a book, he wrote the bottom part in scrolls, so he could like easily sort them or whatever.
All right, I have 12 blank pages in my book.
It's not a lot.
No.
You need a new spell book.
I I do. That is something we need to do.
They're expensive.
Wizard Lock is permanent.
Yes, it is, and
Passes
allows you to
lock.
bypass it.
Oh, I need that. I need that. Past life. Ooh, is that Oh, it's divination.
All of his spells are divination and alteration, surprisingly.
Moon rune. Invisible mark. It's only visible in the light of the moon, or interesting. Locate object. So, what is it? Oh, message is whisper. Okay, I'm gonna roll for identify and knock and wizard lock. I think. Oh god, how many? It's D6 plus.
It's D5. No, it's 0 to 5 plus 1, plus your level, plus the spell level. So it's D6 minus 1 plus 1 per spell level.
All right, let's roll some chances to learn, I guess.
Which one are you doing first?
Let's do identify. So my base chance to learn is 95 with the amulet on. But it's minus 15 for all others?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah.
So, oops, that is chat. That is not a roll-playing window. I admit. Whoops, I forgot to roll as myself. 100.
Success.
So I learn identify, and I need to roll D6.
Yes. Minus 1 plus 1.
Identify. Okay. So 2. Now let's go for knock.
Mm-hmm.
Pass, D6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
4.
6.
And then let's roll for wizard lock.
As long as you don't roll maximum of pages, you can fit it in your book.
All right, 8. So I now have 48 out of 50 pages taken. I need a new spell book. I have learned identify, knock, and wizard lock. At some point during those days, let's see what I would have done. I was doing 1, 2. Okay, so the last day I will wizard lock my door.
Okay.
I will have knock now memorized. Let's see. Let's count spells. So I have 3 second level and 4, 2, 3. Okay.
No, I think I might be mistaken here. I think you might be able to cast things off of scrolls too.
And it was sort of a house rule. It says you can cast permanently red magic. Like if you've cast red magic on another wizard spell before, you can always read it. But if you want a house rule that you need to be able to transcribe a scroll,
I think I was just slightly confused. I think you can, as long as you keep these scrolls on you, you can learn off of them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then I will take those pages back.
Yeah.
4, 8, 12 additional pages.
But that means you must carry around the scrolls if you want to learn from them.
I've got a scroll case on my character sheet. How much does a scroll case weigh? I think it was blank, but I feel like. Okay, well. Cool. So then can I roll on all of these?
Yes.
What don't I have? Erase. Maybe I'll wait, actually. And just keep the scrolls on me. I can transcribe a spell from memory, correct? But not if I know it, but...
Like if you have a spell memorized, you can write it down?
Like specifically, I'm thinking if these scrolls get burned, they're lost forever. If I haven't learned them, even if I have learned them and I have not memorized them, they're lost forever, right? Like if I lost my spell book, could I recreate a spell I haven't memorized?
It's a good question. I think so.
Okay.
I think if you know how to cast a spell... I don't know. Let me think on that.
I'm just trying to figure out whether I would have learned these spells as now, or would I learn them as they become useful? Would I learn something like an erase?
Okay. No, you can write down spells that you know, even if you don't have your, even if they're like the spell book is gone. So you could get lost in the woods and then write down the read magic spell over and over in the dirt.
Okay.
Yeah, because whenever a character attains a new spell level, allow that player one new spell immediately. You can choose the spell, blah, 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 blah. The rationale behind this is simple. All the long hours of study and reading the character has been doing finally gels into something real and understandable. No roll is needed to learn this spell unless you allow the character to choose it. If the character is a specialist in school magic, the new spell should be from that school if there is a spell available. And you just gain that spell, and then you have to be able to write it down somehow. It doesn't just magically appear in your spell book. Therefore, you must be able to write down spells regardless of whether they're memorized or not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Then I
Okay.
feel like Georg might roll on all of these spells right now.
Do it. Roll them all.
Even if something like erase doesn't sound useful.
Yeah.
I'll go for whoops, wrong die.
Just make sure you note which ones you don't learn, and you also know at what point you've reached the max number of spells per level.
Yeah. I'm hoping I'm going to pass them all, but we'll see. So I learn
Erase. Hold portals next.
Yeah. Hold portal I learn.
You've already learned identify message.
90, I fail message.
Okay. Do make a note of that, and then it's locate object, moon rune, and past life.
Locate object, moon rune, past life. Got them all. How did you know I was going to see Lord Song?
I just thought that was better music for studying spells. And silence. Silence.
And I'm down a soul. What does magic missile take? Strength and whiz. I think I'll recharge my amulet as well during that time. I'm going to check and see if dropping to 9 strength causes any problems. It does reduce my weight allowance, but it won't put me into encumbrance. All right, so I charge a magic missile if you're keeping track of that and like holding us.
I'm trusting you to keep track of all of your...
Yeah, I'm keeping track of my stats, but if there's like after a character has charged the amulet 100 times, Malchus is summoned and rapes them in the butt, or whatever secret property of the amulet exists.
Well, thank you for telling me.
And yeah. Oh, there's one other thing I want to do. So I am a dimensionalist, so I will have some free dimension spells. So I will burn and enlarge. On day 2, I'll memorize a reduce. Actually, I think reduce seems more useful overall, so let's just keep it as reduce from then on. But I'm going to cast reduce on the Amulet of Malchus and see what happens. See how that. Let me read the spell description with you. Let's read it at the same time and see if I find something in there that I immediately realize, like if it says
Okay.
like. But I don't recall seeing anything about magical items on. Okay. Makes objects smaller. The size shrinks. For example, unwilling creatures are allowed a saving throw versus spell. It doesn't say anything about magic versus non-magic.
Magical properties are not increased.
Yeah, so I think it just shrink. I can just shrink it. That's what I wanted to test. I will actually test it.
Okay, so you shrink the Amulet of Malchus.
Yeah, I'll like set it. I'll keep it touching my skin or whatever, so I stay. Actually, I mean, there's no reason to. Removing it from my head wouldn't cause any issues.
No, as long as you're touching it.
Charge my spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, so I still know all these spells. So I will remove the amulet and keep it in my hand so I don't actually like choke myself or something.
Damn it! I was gonna figure out if you would actually choke yourself to death with a reduced spell and the amulet around your neck.
No.
That would have been the best way for your character to die.
The curse.
Oh man, okay.
So it shrinks by 40%.
It shrinks by 40%.
Okay. And I think I will carry the amulet on. I want to like tie it to my wrist. Would that be? How big is the amulet before it's reduced?
About this big.
So it's pretty big honking thing.
Yeah, it's a big, obvious.
Is it so it bulges from underneath my shirt, my robes?
I wouldn't say it bulges, but I mean, if you have like a tight shirt, if you have a fitted Scott Bro shirt, it will bulge. If you have a normal shirt, it might just look like it's like my shirt kind of sticks out a little bit by my neck, so it'd be fine.
Okay. Could I have it affixed to my wrist? Could I figure out a way to do that without issue? So like have it up my sleeve, so like probably like chained around the wrist instead of.
Yeah, it would slide down to your wrist and might slide out of your robes occasionally.
I'm feeling like that would be easier. Like I'm trying to think of a way to reduce it in a hurry. I guess I can. Is the clasp pretty easy to undo?
I mean, it's quick. You just flip it off your head.
Okay. All right. So then I'll keep it around my
neck.
It
doesn't clasp. It's one solid band that you could. So if someone had a big enough head, they couldn't fit it over their head.
Okay, but it can be reduced. This has been established.
Yes. God, I hope that's not going to come back to bite me. I can't imagine how it would.
Use it. I don't know. I haven't thought of any crazy bad thing. I'm mostly thinking to hide it if someone's like, is that an amulet to the Lord of Chaos Malchus? We're like, nope.
And then it enlarges inside of your intestines.
I'd have to pass that really quick.
Okay. Why don't we go to break while you head up towards the manor house, towards the Mott and Bailey? Do you have Identify memorized? What's your dealio? What's your intention up there?
I want to tell him I have it. I don't know if I want to cast it.
Okay.
We'll see after the break.
Okay. See you guys in a few minutes.